Cool. Moving on to the next part then. So this is where you'll be connecting a chatter with your model to help her manage her DMs, right? Because that's where all the money is actually at, in DMs. And then also at a higher level, you'll also be connecting your manager, who'll be designated to just helping this one model with her social media marketing and everything else in her day-to-day work, right? So yeah, when you're just starting out, just focus on finding a chatter. And now obviously when you are literally starting out, like this is your first day, I would actually recommend you doing the chatting yourself. Yes, it's fucking weird, and you're gonna be introduced to this whole different world that, yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, right? Because you will literally be, talking as the potential model. However, like, you do need to go through in order to learn what does it look like from the chatter's point of view. The reason why you need to know that is because when you go to hire a chatter, you need to be able to train this chatter and qualify them and see if they know what they're talking about. Because if you're starting out and you have no experience in chatting and you just want to hire a chatter, this chatter might be really terrible. The chatter might not have any idea what they're doing, or like a tiny bit of experience. And to you, they might seem like they are godsend, like they know everything there is about OFM. But in reality, there might be a complete time waster. In comparison, alternatively, if you were to do it yourself for like only about 2-3 weeks or like a month, that will give you enough experience and knowledge to know what is right and what's wrong, what works and what doesn't work. And then you're able to hire somebody to do this shit for you, all right? You don't have to, but that's just my personal recommendation. I'd recommend you to do it yourself for a bit. And the next part that I was mentioning here, as you guys can see, I was talking about at a higher level, you can be connecting a manager that was going to be designated to this model as well. So what do I mean by that? So this would essentially be like an account manager, somebody who is in charge of managing all of the different chatters and all of the social media and just the marketing aspect of that model, right? So this manager, this can be a whole different video I can create in the future, but this is really about like kind of more higher level. This is when you're doing like 20, 30,000 a month. Then you're able to hire people like this. But when you're starting out, you are the manager, right? You are the one that's managing it all, keeping a track of everything, keeping the model accountable, and making sure the content is being produced on a daily basis. So moving on to the next part then. The next step is to send over the content plan, all right? Both not safe for work and safe for work content plan. And you need to provide this to the model and keep her accountable and make sure that she's doing it every single day, right? So NSFW and SFW, you're going to hear these terms very often in any adult industry, to be honest. And it means what I just said earlier. So NSFW means not safe for work, and SFW means safe for work. What does that mean? If you're wondering, safe for work is basically something that you can post on social media, and it's basically PG, it's social media friendly in essence, right? Not nude, nothing to do with porn along those lines. And not safe for work is, well, as you can fucking imagine, right? So this is very important. Make sure you have at least some sort of a content plan that you can send across to your model so they know what they need to be creating rather than just them mindlessly figuring it out every single day by themselves. Because again, remember, they've signed up with you for a reason, not just to connect a chatter to their account, right? Cool, the next part then, moving on. And yeah, I mean, by this point, you would have successfully onboarded a new model, and the process can be repeated unlimited amount of times to grow your company, right? So everything that I've just went over previously, from content to a website, to a Zoom call, to an onboarding process, to a call, to a chatter, and a content plan, that whole thing is a system that you can repeat over and over and over. You can get a new client to come in and go through the whole process, and you would have ended up right here, all right? And the rest of the steps that you do from now on will entail you helping her grow her earnings. And there's dozens different ways of doing it. In this particular video, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways that I'm going to cover here in just a second. But there's way more than this. In our course, I believe there's probably about 20, if not more. There are literally tons of different ways of actually doing this. And also, just before I uncover these parts right here, which is like the most important parts, if you don't mind, please leave a like on this video. Whenever I'm watching YouTube videos and like this person's like, hey, leave a like on a video, I'm like, shut the fuck up, just move on. But I get it now. It doesn't make sense. Like, one, it's motivating if you guys leave a like on a video. It means that you actually enjoy this video. I can make more of these. And 2, it just helps me grow my YouTube channel, and it kind of in my head makes me think, all right, this is actually worthwhile doing. Because right now, me making these YouTube videos is a complete fucking waste of time, kind of. But at the moment, obviously, I'm just doing it to help people and I guess build my brand. but I could be doing something way better that would make me a lot more money than these stupid little YouTube videos. But I think they're quite fun. I like it. I like helping people. So if you don't mind helping me out, literally just leave a like. It takes fucking half a second. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's go back to this. So this is the most important part of this entire video, right? So how do we actually increase the earnings, right? So you sign up a model, fantastic. What do you do now, right? And there's a couple of different ways. So first one, which is the most common one, obviously, this is why this is the first one, is social media marketing. I'm sure most of you guys will probably already be doing it, or if not, like, you'll understand what it is. It's just posting short form content on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. You can even test, obviously, Twitter, Reddit, and there's so many other different platforms. But in a nutshell, figure out what's working for other creators and just multiply it, right? Pretty much to get your model to do the same content. Also, if your model is in a specific niche, so for example, let's just say she's a gamer, she creates gaming videos on YouTube, for example, we'll find another creator who is similar and look at what kind of content is working for her and get your model to recreate it, all right? So social media marketing, I'm gonna keep this nice and short because it's so fucking simple and it's the most common one. And also it's pretty fucking time consuming and it's not as high of an ROI as the other ones. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is doing collabs with big influencers. Again, this is gonna be easier the longer you do this. So the longer you do it, the more of a brand you will have and the more connections you will have as well. The beautiful thing with this business model as well is it's pretty much all a word of mouth. So a lot of the models that we work with right now, pretty much all of them have been through referrals. The ones that come to me through like social media, like these YouTube videos, most of them we don't work with ourselves because they're just starting out and then they're not quite making the money that it would be worth our while to manage for our team. So, however, the models that are worth our time are the friends of the girls we're already managing, all right? So the longer you do this, the more you're gonna be connected with these influencers, right? These high follower profiled accounts. And that's where you can organize actual collabs with your model and this influencer. And that's really, really good. That's gonna blow your model's account up because all of their followers are gonna check out your model's account and then all of a sudden you get 100, 200, 300 new subs in one day. Cool. The next one is GG's. So in a way, this is like my favorite one out of all of them, simply because it's quite literally guaranteed. As you can see, it's in the name. So GGs, or guaranteed gains, if you're completely brand new, this is another term that you'll hear very often in this industry. So GGs stand for guaranteed gains, but what that is it's basically a paid shout out with guaranteed amount of new subscribers to your model's OnlyFans. So how does it work? Let's just say your model is a blonde girl, kind of like a Barbie looking girl, like a cheerleader girl. So yeah, that's like her niche, right? That's what she looks like. Your job would then be to find another OF model with a larger following than your girl, go to her who looks similar to your model. By the way, the reason why she needs to look similar to your model is because her audience will like your model as well, right? In comparison, alternatively, if your model is like a 19, 20-year-old blonde girl and you go to a creator who is, let's just say 40, 50 years old, completely different audience, different market. If she was to do a shout out for your model, it wouldn't really work that well, all right? So that's why you want to go ahead and find another model who's similar looking and has the same audience as yours. And the next one is paid forms of marketing, such as paid Instagram shoutouts. So I guess kind of both of these are the same thing, but the reason why I separated it is because GG's is always, well, not always, but mostly it's just on OnlyFans. So for example, like a model will have 10,000 subscribers and you will pay her to shout out your model on OnlyFans, right? On her wall, for example. Whereas with this one, what I mean by this is more like Instagram, Twitter, things like that. So you're gonna go to other girls who have 100,000, 500,000 followers and so on and so on. And you're gonna ask them how much do they charge to shout out your model on their social media, all right? Maybe you might go to like meme pages as well. The next one is Hub. I'm gonna let you figure out what that means. As long as your model is happy to advertise her OnlyFans on other tube platforms. I don't think I really need to explain this one. I'm sure you guys will probably understand what the fuck I mean by that. I mean, think about it. These guys are already on these platforms for a reason, right? So just figure out a way how you can advertise your model on there without giving it all away. That's what I'm gonna leave you guys with this one, but this one works really well as well if you execute it the right way and you stay consistent. Cool. Next one is start upselling Skype calls in the DMs. It doesn't have to be through Skype, so you can figure out other ways of doing it, but our models would always use Skype. And this is just something that you can upsell in the DMs. You can upsell a 5-minute, 10-minute Skype call with one of our subscribers for $200, $300, $500 like per call. And imagine if she does a couple of those per day. There you go, there's a couple grand that you made per day. And talking about extra kind of income here, the model can also start doing live streams on OnlyFans every week for some extra income. As you can see, the logo here is like spin the wheel, because what your girl wants to be doing on these live streams are playing some sort of like a game on live stream. So spin the wheel is the easiest example I can give you guys for free. We have, I think, like 7 or 10 different games that we teach you guys and what you guys can get your models to do online on live streams. But in a nutshell, your model wants to go live on OnlyFans, and then whenever somebody joins and watches a live stream, they can tip her and then they can join and play this game. So spin the wheel is pretty easy. On the wheel, and there's loads of different cards on there with like different prizes, and the guy just has to tip her $20, $50, $60, and per time that they tip, the girl just spins it, and then whatever it lands on, they win that prize. All right, I'm gonna let you guys use your imagination what the prizes can be, and that's pretty much it, right? So like I said, this is just a quick overview, and I've tried to make it as simple as possible. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like I mentioned earlier, please leave a like, I really do appreciate it. Comment below if you have any questions, what other videos you'd like me to create, and I'll get back to you guys then. Cool, see you next one.